Welcome to this is so stupid. Okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try doing it. Well, welcome to Cornfedbar. For those of you that know, it's exactly what it sounds like it's gonna be. I just I didn't start laughing until I had to say this out loud. This is so fucking stupid. Okay. So this is Cornfedbar. Let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Okay. This I obviously I don't have as good of I don't have as good of a setup as Redbar. But I think we can make do here. So this is oh, okay. This is folks, this is corn fed bar. And let's go ahead and Jules, can you pull up the show that we're gonna pull up the show, pull up the Jules, pull up the show. Jules, pull up the show, please. It's me, Bill Cosbar. Jules, can you please pull up the show that we're gonna be watching today? Okay, here we go, folks. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and this is it looks like ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're going to be watching the Red Bar broadcast titled Tom Segura scams his audience. This is on the Red Bar Rewind channel on YouTube. So let's take a look at this and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, Jules, can you hit play now, please?
Paid for Tom Segura's 69 minutes. We paid the $10. Let me show you what he promised us. Tom Segura, this was a big move for him. He spent thousands and thousands of dollars in production creating essentially an hour of television. You've heard this claim. You've heard Tom Segura say it. We're taking this show in another direction and essentially making an hour of television.
Okay, folks, if you're following along, it sounds like it, based on what I'm hearing so far, fools, folks. It sounds like Red Bar here, Mike David Red Bar, is making some attempt to expose something Tom Segura has done, and he has paid $10 for some service or something that Tom Segura is selling, which I can tell you right away is about as foolish at it's as foolish as subscribing to the Scars Club on Red Bar's website. All right, let's go ahead and hit play here.
Something you would see on Comedy Central. Well, what he ended up making was a show 40 times worse than Inside Amy Schumer that was shot and edited
Got her ass.
60 times worse than Inside Amy Schumer. The fans are mad. People are not happy. We've got some clips. Let me show you him talking to Bob Kelly.
That guy looks like...
Okay, so Red Bar here. He's got access to this what seems to be, folks, a show that Tom Segura made that people are upset about. Red Bar has got the exclusive scoop on this. He's going to play it on his show and watch it, and we're going to watch Red Bar watch this. So the fans of Tom Segura are mad about the show that Tom Segura made. Red Bar is mad at Tom Segura, and I am curious to see what Red Bar has to say about this show that Tom Segura made that the fans are also upset about. So let's go ahead and hit play.
Let's go to 145.39 and let's see what happens. Oh, 145.39. Is it? Oh, look at that. I'm right there. This is really wonderful. Thank you, Chris. Chroma Chris. Here's Tom.
Tom Segura, you have a new thing out right now.
Yes.
It's 69 minutes.
69 minutes.
Why 69?
So we did like a...
And why do I always think...
Nice. You get it? Do you get it, folks? I don't even know. I might be on to the the same thing that Redbar is about to touch on, but I suspect that Tom Segura has made this, whatever this is, he's put it at 69 minutes in reference to the sexual position 69ing, in which the two sexual partners perform oral sex on one another simultaneously, and it's nice. So let's see, let's folks, before we continue, I'm thinking Red Bar is probably going to comment on that. So let's see what he says.
Think of 69 when I hear 69.
Well, it's we did like a
because it's funny, Bob.
Of 60 Minutes, but
There
we
you
did
go.
pieces about things like, do poor people use washcloths only, or like we did those types of pieces.
Right.
Christina did a piece on
Christina did a
should she
pee.
expand or remove her whore her tramp stamp.
She has one.
Yeah, Danny Brown did why pickleball is really taking off with whites.
Is that funny to you?
Is this going to be a show like all the time?
I don't know. Like
This is funny.
we produced like I tell the pot we produced an episode of television. That's what it is.
We produced an episode. He's been saying this in every interview too for 2 months. So I'm walking around all over going, it's essentially a 1 hour television production. I can't get over that. I can't get over that. You know, sometimes a guy says something, you're just going to make fun of it for years. This is one of those lines.
We produced like I tell the pot we produced an episode of television. That's what it is. It's 69 minutes, and that we use that kind of like to give ourselves parameters how to make this show, where I host it like I'm the host of a news show.
Yeah.
Okay. So folks, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Red Bar is aghast at the fact that Tom Segura keeps going on about the fact that Segura himself keeps saying that he produced essentially an episode of television. It's 69 minutes long, and Red Bar takes umbrage with that claim and finds it to be ludicrous. I find it to be rather ludicrous, as much as I appreciate what Red Bar does, to spend 8 hours dissecting 2 minutes of a podcast clip. But it's we're through the looking glass here, because we're on Cornfedbar. He's reacting to Red Bar, reacting to podcast clips. So who am I to judge? But let's go ahead, and obviously I have a bit of a different style than Red Bar in the way that I critique and observe and process content and entertainment. So the thing is, you go to your favorite podcast. That's sort of the source, the original. Red Bar himself would be the simulacra, and then Cornfedbar, this show, would then be the simulation. So the original at this point is lost to us, and this show is referencing which references the original, and that is effectively we are now existing in a microcosmal example of what is detailed in the French philosophers Jean Baudrillard's philosophical treatise Simulacra and Simulation, one of maybe 3 books on philosophy that I've actually read, and one that I try to force into as many discussions as possible to seem like I know what I'm talking about and to seem smarter than maybe I really am. But let's go ahead and continue seeing what Red Bar has to say about this interview between Tom Segura and Bobby Kelly. Folks, this is Cornfed Bar.
and I throw to different
Wait till you
packages
see
and
this.
pieces that we produce.
He
But
Like
hosts
Brian
it like a
Gumbel.
news show.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Just
real
like real
sports.
sports.
Right.
Exactly like
That's
real
great.
sports. And then some of the people sat with
Sounds
me afterwards,
fantastic.
and we play it like it's very serious, but it's very stupid shit.
I want to do one.
It's very
Dude,
fun.
if you ever do this again, please let me
Oh,
know.
I think we will.
I will, and
Oh,
this
yeah?
is where can you get it?
I don't know about that.
YMHstudios.com.
And is it how much does it cost?
$10.
Listen to this
$10
live coming
and you
up.
get the whole episode.
$10
the episode. And,
Listen,
You own it
You own it?
I think it streams
forever.
for a
long time.
No, you know exactly because you've told people. He goes, so it's $10, but you own it
Oh, there we
forever,
go.
right?
Why would he say that?
Hold on, guys. I have big news. You might have noticed that as I'm working with limited equipment here. Obviously, I don't have the same kind of studio setup that Mike and Jules have. Forgive me, Redbar and Jules have. I'm working with a pretty bare bones skeleton crew type of setup here. But I got big news. I just found out that while I'm screen sharing, you might have noticed I had my full desktop in view in my browser and then all my YouTube recommendations in the comments section. You could see I was really uh, prostrated bare for all to see with the amount of information that's been available on screen so far. I just found out I can go to full screen and my image is still in view as I'm sharing, so that's still captured in the recording. This is big news for the show, for the network itself. Anyway, let's continue.
That.
Because he was trying to help him out, thinking that would be the deal. Hold on.
God bless you, dear.
Oh, guys, I have even bigger news. I just found out I can make my screen bigger while I'm simulcasting the Redbar broadcast. So I think we're cooking with gas now here on Cornfedbar. Let's continue. So he seems to be feigning.
I'm kidding.
He seems to be feigning some sort of sickness or disgust, some sort of nausea, some symptoms of tuberculosis of some kind, in response to what he is watching in this interview between Tom Segura and Bobby Kelly. I believe that he's not actually ill in doing so. I think this is for comedic purposes. It's an exaggeration to express his disgust and contempt for what he is watching between Tom Segura and Bobby Kelly. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a trickster. He's a jokester. I honestly don't know what he talks like that much. I don't watch too much of Redbar. I appreciate him as a guy who exists, but I don't watch many 8-hour broadcasts dissecting podcast clips. But I do hope that people watch the new show on the network here, Cornfedbar, in which we dissect Redbar dissecting podcast clips. Continue, Jules.
Well, I'm not fine. I mean, it really hurt. That was holding in his sneeze. If you try to
Scaring
hold
me
it,
a
his
lot.
sneeze.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
I
Not
thought
fine.
you were finally gonna pull it away to reveal blood.
We got to do that bit eventually where I go to cough into the
You love-
handkerchief and then there's blood. I quickly hide it, ashamed that people would know I'm doing this poorly. So I love
you
this
see?
part. We get a Tom lie here.
He is at least self-aware, folks. Redbar does seem to have a sense of self-awareness. He understands that the bit he's doing is very exaggerated and maybe not even being performed that well. And he just now, did you catch that just now? He made reference to the fact that he is doing the life-threatening illness bit in response to what's happening on the podcast. This bit, he's doing it poorly. So I commend Redbar on the fact that he maintains a seemingly a self-awareness that many figures in entertainment and content creation do not have. I believe one who has made their career in hating people professionally would need to maintain that sort of self-awareness in that way if they are to be a professional hater. You can't get too big for your britches as someone who hates more successful entertainers for a living you got to be a bit of a clown to have this career that he has, I suppose. But anyway, let's continue.
Here. So for those of you who didn't know, no, 69 minutes, you get to rent it for 2 weeks. Okay, then it goes away. $10. It's a rental, a streaming rental for 2 weeks. But Bob Kelly tries to help him out, figuring it's going to be like one of Louie's things where you get to own it, right? Listen to this.
How much does it cost?
$10.
$10, and you get the whole episode.
You get the episode, and
you own it
I think it streams
forever
for a
long time.
It doesn't. It expires in 2 weeks.
What a guy to have to tell.
Look at
it's
this
a
little
rental.
lie. So you
Stop. God, I wish I had a soundboard. More than anything, that's why I got into broadcasting, podcasting, broadcasting, whatever you're gonna call it. God damn, I want a soundboard so bad. That'd be so fun to just be able to push a button and it goes. Yeah, it looks fun, man. He's living the dream. What is he drinking? Is he drinking champagne? Why is he wearing this Austin Powers suit? This must have been from some sort of like New Year's Eve episode or some special episode he did. I don't know. What's this painting he's got? Is that a Miko in the background? It's like some painting of different podcasters, I guess. It looks like it's Zach, Ari, Rich Voss, and Colin Quinn, I guess, is who's in the painting. I don't know. How does it by the way, how does Redbar make his money? Like is he his studio looks very nice. Is he making enough money to like afford this studio, or is he just like tits up and presenting this like facade of success that somehow hating comedians is gaining him enough wealth and success that he can afford this? This is like a really nice, classy looking setup he's got here. He could be in insurmountable debt, devoting himself to this very strange craft, which I do appreciate. And yeah, I'm glad that I started doing this because I feel like I don't watch enough Red Bar, and this is a good opportunity to see what to really get back into it. And I do like the, what is this, velour Austin Powers type suit that he's wearing, like a crushed velvet blue suit. Anyway, let Joel's continue.
You lie about rentals, huh? You lie. We caught you in a lie. So how many of these are you telling? Because that sounds better at the time. You know, in your little eyes, your Mike Bryden Stinnick eyes, you know that it's a 2-week shit deal rental that you could only watch on the site. And then after 2 weeks, it's gone. God forbid you let them keep this piece of garbage. And then you told a lie to Bob Kelly. Guys, get into Bob Kelly's comments. Tell him about this lie. Tom Segura looked him right in the face and lied. Show him Mike Redbar said. Because surely Bob Kelly doesn't deserve to be treated like a big fat fucking gay.
I think it streams
forever.
I gotta tell you, man, he's funny. He is funny. Uh, he's created something we didn't know we all wanted. Just he's sort of the like Chris Hardwick of podcasting. If Chris Hardwick was a bitter, contemptuous, but still much funnier than Chris Hardwick. Uh, talking podcast. Damn, dude, I feel like he would probably hate that comparison, right? Red Bar is the Chris Hardwick of podcasting. All right, Joel's continue.
For a long time.
really
For
long
say a long
time.
time legally.
Well,
That's
mine's
great,
almost
man.
expired.
Streams for a long time. Oh yeah, and that's the
It
upcoming.
streams for a
tour.
long
And then
time.
you say it again. It streams for a long time. So you're a lying, deceitful Merrill Lynchist.
Oh, okay. So Red Bar's done his research here. Yeah, I think Tom Segura tries to sweep it under the rug, tries to downplay it, but I believe his dad was a bit of a sort of an executive at Merrill Lynch, which is I think what afforded Segura his comfort and lifestyle as he pursued a career in stand-up comedy and allowed him to achieve the success that he did. Now, in Segura's defense, And I want to make something clear. I'm not a fan of the guy. But in Segura's defense, there's plenty of rich kids whose parents throw money at them and they don't achieve a goddamn thing. They are truly stupid and just never go anywhere. Segura's defense, even, he was afforded more comfort and wealth and opportunity than a lot of people. You still have to have a certain business acumen and ruthlessness, not necessarily talent or comedic ability, but you do have to have the chops. You got to have the skill set to turn that sort of those circumstances into which you were born into more success and wealth and generational wealth. It seems he's accumulated, so I do commend him for that. However, and I think Redbar and I might agree on this, I do not find Tom Segura to be particularly entertaining. I find him to be unbelievably off-putting and seemingly sociopathic, like a bald, fat Patrick Bateman. And Redbar would be the Willem Dafoe character from the movie, who either is a brilliant detective or a complete idiot. Jules, continue.
Look at this guy. And you know what? It's so great. This is why we're really going on this Tom Segura stuff. This is a moment in time that needs to be marked. Tom Segura has been the ooh la la of this comedy scene to people like Joke World for the last 5 years. I mean, he's the top of the heap. He's the richest comic, the most successful Netflixian. People are turning, though.
Netflixian. Okay, I guess that's how words are made. Some people just make up words now. All these tech guys just make up dumb words for their companies, and then derive from that we come up with our own descriptors. Netflixian. Okay, good one, Redbar. Jules, continue.
I mean, every comment section is hundreds of comments against Tom. They're calling him the new Brendan. Too lazy to try. Podcast cringe. Comedy enforcement. They have all turned on Tom, stating that they used to be big fans. They have all turned. They can't wait to make their next video about Tom. Every 3 days, there's a Tom video coming out. We're in a great, wonderful period of time. Who could this be? I took those 9, right? Hello? Just kidding. It was just that old alarm.
Fake phone call bit? Or did his phone actually ring? Or was that an alarm? Who knows?
Remember this time. This is a great time. Could Tom, and you know what? He's built. Think about this, guys. Tom Segura has...
I think the phone call thing was real. The phone alarm was real. A rare moment of verite in the realm of content creation, in which everything is so sterilized and curated now. For a phone to go off that way, to interrupt the show that way, is kind of refreshing for those looking for something more at least real nowadays. Speaking of real, what is going on with his hand? Do you notice this here? He's got like a hickey on his hand, or some sort of like blemish or bruise or something. I've heard that Mike Redbar has been having like some health issues or something, like he's dying or something. So I don't know if this is like the first like some sort of like liver spot, or where he got a biopsy or something. He's got some sort of like autoimmune disease, but there's something going on with his hand there. It could have just been a bee sting, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, Jules, continue.
Built this huge network. He's built these huge facilities. He's got 3 or 4 homes. He's got 24 different race cars. I'm sure his monthly expenses are probably coming out to about $800,000 a month now. This is a guy who just assumed that this business would be good for a long time. What happens to a guy like this who's extended himself into thinking that he's a rich man for life? And maybe he is, with the Merrill Lynch dad who died. I don't know. But
What a low blow, Redbar. His dad just died. His dad just died. You know, what a low blow. You don't do stuff like that. Nah, I don't. I don't know. Who cares? Dog, you don't laugh about something. It's guilt by laughter. You're guilty by you laughed, and now you're guilty. We see you in the street. We'll break your fucking kneecaps. It's me, Joey Diaz. I can't read, but I wrote a book. It got published. I'm Joey Diaz. I can't read. Jules, continue.
You've set up your life as if you're rich for life. Life as if you started a company that's not being public.
Oh, did you hear that? He flubbed his words. He said lice instead of life. Folks, you're rich for lice? Well then go to the doctor, go to the scalp doctor, go to your school nurse if you're rich for lice. Uh, get a load of this guy. All right, Jules, continue.
Publicly traded. It's all good. You're not realizing Brendan Schaub was making a ton of money 2 years ago. He's letting off employees now because he can't afford it. Brendan Schaub's dirt poor now. It goes away real quick. You're not going to be doing arenas forever. What do you think? Every year you just get to tour and do 250 arenas every year? Ask Dane Cook how that's going. Dane Cook can't even sell out a comedy club now. He was doing arenas.
I don't know about that. I feel like Dane Cook could probably sell out some comedy clubs. I mean, I think like Screech from Saved by the Bell used to do pretty good numbers at clubs. Granted, I think the clubs would have to paper the room for Screech. I feel like Dane Cook, for a good 300 seat club, Dane Cook could probably sell it out. Most people are not aware of what's going on in comedy. Most people are not plugged in too much, and their cultural awareness of comedy is, Dane Cook would be a big name, for a night on the town, for people who probably have never really been to a comedy club that often or ever. They see the star of Good Luck Chuck is coming to town, and they remember him from the CDs that they had when they were in middle school or high school. I feel like you could get a good number of people to go to a Dane Cook show at a club. He would probably not have too difficult time selling out. I feel like, honestly, I'm going to give Dane Cook a little bit of credit here. He could probably sell like a good 2,000 seat theater, or at least get it pretty full. I think Redbar is being rather punitive in his assessment of Dane Cook here, but this is just my opinion reacting to Redbar reacting to Tom Segura talking to Bobby Kelly on the YKWD podcast. This is Cornfedbar. Jules, continue.
It all goes away, especially for arena comics. There's never been one arena comic, well, Chris Rock maybe. But you're not in the movies like Chris Rock. You're not beloved by a million stupid black people. You're not.
Okay, that got me. Damn, dude. Shout out to Redbar on that one. All right, Jules, continue. This is a corn-fed bar. Jules, continue.
Dave Chappelle level. This could really go away for Tom Segura. And he knows this. Tom Segura has been floundering, reaching out to fans in the comments, trying to be one of them, trying to be cool. I mean, he's worried about this backlash. And I'm watching it all, Tom. Tom's producers, his head producer, who was in 69 Minutes, is watching Redbar. He's loving Redbar. He's loving me stick it to Tom. Tom, that's bad. If one of my employees, one of my 100 employees here, was watching you and supporting you, I'd be furious. He'd be dead. The other thing I want to talk about with 69 Minutes, and this is a message for my friend, Bert C. Kreischer. Bert!
What's the C stand for, Redbar? Cirrhosis? This is a corn-fed bar. Jules, continue.
Guys, clip this and send it to Bert. Hey, Bert.
Guys, clip this and send it to Redbar. Hey, Redbar.
I purchased Here, start over. Hey, Bert. It's me, Mike, from Redbar Pizza. Now, I purchased 69 Minutes. You know, I
Hold on, guys. I gotta pause. What the fuck is that? There's something that keeps like bouncing up and down. Epson software update. God damn it, dude. Did it? Is it done? Quit. So frustrating. Sorry, technical. Jules, full screen again. Jules, this is Cornfedbar. Jules, continue.
was told about all these cameos from all these people by your best friend Tom. Your show is one of the biggest shows on the network. Two Bears, One Cave. It's YMH's.
Has Redbar ever discussed? I don't know. I don't watch Redbar. Has Redbar ever discussed as he's now? This is me talking about Redbar, talking about Two Bears, One Cave. This is Cornfedbar. Has he ever discussed the fact that the name of the show Two Bears, One Cave is referencing an internet phenomenon from what 15, 20 years ago? It's god damn it, that fucking goddamn thing keeps bouncing up and down. Quit. What the fuck? It's the fucking printer. It's the printer software updater, and it just keeps bouncing up and down. And I don't know how to get sorry, I don't have the studio he does. So I'm just working with all the same foibles of any sort of desktop computer. But anyway, has Redbar ever discussed the fact that the Two Bears the title Two Bears One Cave is referencing an internet phenomenon from what 10 feet like pre Reddit, pre Twitter, even pre like so many social media things. Like it was just the video on the internet, the Two Girls One Cup video. But it's such a to me it's such an outdated reference. I feel like anyone who was around during that time would understand what they are joking, what they're referencing in naming the show Two Bears One Cave. The allegory or the illusion being the alluding to Two Girls One Cup. But it's such to me it's such an outdated reference. It would be like, to still be quoting Step Brothers at each other or doing, scumbag Steve memes, or you know what I mean? It seems very irrelevant these days. And I mean, those that get it. Those that don't. But I feel like even the ones that get the reference are just gonna go, all right, we get it. Two Bears, One Cave, 69, gross sex stuff, and your net worth is $1 billion. Okay, well, who knows what I'm doing wrong then? Reading all these books and trying to be clever. I guess I could just make hack references to sex stuff, and that's a career. Damn, now I am sounding like Redbar now, and my frustration. But this is we're reacting to Redbar, reacting to Tom Segura's talking to Bobby Kelly on the YKWD podcast. This is Cornfedbar. Jules, continue.
Top show. I was really shocked to see, Bert, that you were not featured in 69 minutes whatsoever. Why? I suspect something bad. Ask Bert. He'll feel bad about that, too. Why wasn't he in it? There's something to that. Back to Tom lying a little bit.
Time? You say a long time legally. That's great, man.
Jesus Christ. How long? This is an hour and 13 minutes long. And I feel like Redbar has only reacted to maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes of the interview with the Bobby Kelly interview with Segura. And I myself have only reacted to 10 minutes and 10 seconds of Redbar reacting to Tom Segura's conversation with Bobby Kelly on the YKWD podcast. Folks, this is Cornfedbar. Man, this is really like it's an art form for sure to be able to dissect such banal content in this way, such just the cyber dunnage that is rich guys podcasting, in which they don't really ever say a fucking goddamn thing. The Red Bar has found some way to peer in between the atoms of these shows and dive into the proverbial quantum space of podcasting and really root around in the subatomic elements that make up um, boring rich guys having boring rich guy conversations with one another on a podcast. Folks, this is Redbar, reacting to Redbar, reacting to podcast clips. Let's go ahead. Let's skip ahead here. We're probably gonna wrap up soon, but folks, we gotta end this one soon. I gotta get back to having a life-threatening illness. Jules, please help me change my die. Uh, let's go ahead and go to the 30-minute mark here, or try to. There we go, 29:59. Let's see what's going on here. And Jules hit this, folks. This is Cornfedbar. Jules hit play.
With, although I'm not seeing a glare there. Let's see. Was it Comedy Enforcement,
Yes.
the Mexican? I got to get a
Loved his
picture of each
segment
one of
about
them.
The glasses glare.
Comedy Enforcement did 10 minutes. He goes, there was a glare from.
Wait a second. Is he reacting to a reaction? Wait, am I reacting to Redbar reacting to a reaction channel that's reacting to the Tom Segura special that he put out? Okay. Folks, my mind's getting twisted in knots here trying to keep everything straight in my head. It's all so confusing. But anyway, folks, this is Cornfedbar reacting to Redbar, reacting to Comedy Enforcement, reacting to the Tom Segura something he did. This is Cornfedbar. Jules, hit play.
The light coming onto. He was like the guy from the last episode of The Curse. There was a glare coming into his.
Did he just mention The Curse? Did Redbar watch The Curse? All right, a man of taste. I didn't really like The Curse at first. If I'm being the curse, I didn't like The Curse at first. It was the worst, of course. I didn't care for it at first, and as it went on, it certainly took on a more sinister, unsettling feeling as it progressed. And I found myself, in spite of the fact that I was just like frustrated with it for hours of this meandering show, or seemingly nothing is really happening, and it's just another show exploring the vapid lives of rich, affluent white people. um I will say I must commend the direction of the show, the sound design, the overall look and feel of it. That even though it's a very Lynchian thing, that in the sort of mundanity and banality of you know contemporary life in here in America, or just just the within that mundanity, there's an undercurrent, a sinister undercurrent, something insidious lurking in the background that um we can feel its presence, though we may not be able to see it or perceive it necessarily. There's something there, and it's just this constant low hum, this buzz of the heebie-jeebies, right? You know what I mean? And so I found that drawing me into the show as it progressed. And then the final episode, the season finale, probably the series finale. I don't know if they're going to do another one. There was a really nice payoff that kind of made it all worth it. Where I go, all right, you got me on this one. I was kind of wishy washy on it, but then you kind of got me with this ending. No spoilers, but it's definitely, you got to put in the work to get through this show. And then I would say the very last half hour is a real thrill ride, folks. Anyway, folks, this is Cornfedbar reacting to Redbar, reacting to clips of content. Jules, hit play.
His glasses from his side of the light. It was very unprofessional. And I'm like, wow, this is really nice. If
I
you've
love
been
that
trained
segment.
by Redbar, it's almost as if you've been. Okay, but the glare is not that bad. Let me show you what was really bad. So Tom interviews his friend, Brian Simpson. This is a fake bit. Watch this.
You haven't been clean until you were rich.
Yeah, this is
you just grew up a dirty little motherfucker.
Yeah, you think you're right.
Wow.
Yeah. So finding enough people who qualify as poor.
Okay, that's Dallas. This is what we're watching Redbar watch the Tom Segura something he did. This is an aerial shot of Dallas. I know that because that is the overpriced, mediocre restaurant there. That's a spinning room on top of cylinders. I've never been, but I certainly know the Dallas skyline when I see it. What a nightmare city. Nice city. And it's a nice metropolitan area for sure. But I mean, it's the traffic is such a disaster. It's so difficult to get around Dallas, like that whole area, Dallas Fort Worth. Beautiful skyline and really nice community, like arts communities, Deep Ellum, Bishop Arts District, great nightlife, and certainly having spent some time in the comedy scene there, a very small, tight knit community of comedians, mostly just doing it to do it to have fun because there's nobody has any idea of success or stardom. We're just trying to find some sort of creative outlet, and it felt very pure in those days. And then somewhere I was led astray, and now I'm here reacting to Redbar, reacting to whatever this is that Tom Segura did. Folks, this is Cornfedbar, Jules hit play.
Isn't an easy task. I'm kidding. It took about half an hour.
Okay, so this could have been funny, but all he did was hire 6 TV
Guys, I gotta pause. I just want to let you know I just farted.
actors to pretend to be the poor. So it might be funny if you took a random group of black people, poor people, Hispanic.
All right, let's stop there. That was good. A random group of black people, poor people. Yep, those two things are synonymous with each other. Red bar, good one. Uh, this was unbelievably stupid, but hey, folks, I do this for the love of content. I think criticism is in and of itself. It's an art form. There's that which is the original creation by the creator. There's the critic who criticizes that work. Both are disseminated to the public. The public then can formulate their own opinions and criticisms, drawing from the original work and the criticism. And then there's many different critics for many different types of content and art forms. And Red Bar is a critic of comedians and podcasters and content creators and entertainment. And I am a critic of Red Bar. So I'm critiquing Red Bar, who is critiquing podcasters and the things they do. So this, criticism as an art form, evolves and it all builds atop each other. And so, you had Roger Ebert, Gene Siskel, Leonard Maltin, Jerry Saltz, Cynthia Ozick, David Foster Wallace, Joan Didion. Lots of great critics out there. Their writings could, are works of art themselves, existing, that could not exist without the original existing, but also works of art unto themselves, drawing from the original and becoming something new. And I think that's the value of Red Bar, is drawing from the original creations of these creators and creating something new from that. And this is Cornfedbar reacting to Red Bar, reacting to podcast clips and content creators. And this is building upon, standing atop the shoulders of a giant here. This is building on what Red Bar has done and currently still does. And, we'll give him, and he is not without, he's not precluded from criticism and negative criticism at that. But he also, I got to give him his kudos when kudos are due. I'm very fair in my critiques. I studied English in college, and I know how to read a piece and critique it from as objective a place as possible. it's impossible to be purely objective as an observer. One's own opinions and biases and life experience will inform their critiques. But it's also something to keep in mind to sort of to try and remove oneself from all of that and exist sort of walking between objectivity and subjectivity in the way that we critique works. And that's how I'm trying to, that's how I approach this. Anyway, so folks, this was the inaugural episode, the first episode of Cornfedbar, reacting to Redbar, reacting to content, which sometimes is also reaction videos. So at times it could be reacting to Redbar, reacting to reaction videos, reacting to content. Whoa, whoa, getting dizzy over here. Anyway, folks, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and convert this file and upload it. And this was a really stupid experiment, but I hope you like it. Thank you, and stop.